Hello there, good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Shibu John from Toronto, Canada, on the 26th of March 2025. This morning, we are going to meditate from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 3. Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 3. What profit has a man from all his labor in which he toils under the sun? A focal point for today's meditation is finding gratification. This verse highlights the ineffectiveness and meaninglessness of earthly interests and the brief or temporary nature of worldly endeavors. And this is also a reflection on the vast amount of effort and labor that human beings utilize or expend in their lives. The quest of the writer of Ecclesiastes is for a fixed value or profit in this life that can serve as a foundation. And he, in fact, examines and discards as bankrupt or real value one item after another. To be honestly say, it's a total loss. The meaning of life is not to be found in human wisdom, in pleasure, in wealth, in great accomplishments, or in materialism. Even human life itself, in any secular, humanistic sense, cannot be the profit which King Solomon seeks. The question here is, are we then destined to hopelessness when we look for meaning in life? No. Underneath his entire expedition or search is the conviction that meaning in life must be found not under the sun but above the sun, in the fear and obedience of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13 says the conclusion when everything has been heard is fear God and keep his commandments, because this applies to every person. The author of Ecclesiastes concluding that all the hard work, ambition, and struggling for worldly success, which ultimately lead to a sense of emptiness and meaninglessness. The earthly interests and achievements are ultimately momentary or fleeting and insignificant when viewed from a perspective of eternity. Let me repeat that one more time. The earthly interests and achievements are ultimately momentary or fleeting, and it is insignificant when viewed from a perspective of eternity. Again, it's pursuing us to consider the importance of wisdom and fearing God, and moreover, reveals our lack of control over our lives. And the true meaning of a good life is found in the hope for God's judgment that will destroy evil and bring justice. And I believe this verse from Ecclesiastes will help us to re-evaluate our priorities and consider what truly matters in life. It can also serve as a reminder that true fulfillment is not found in material possessions or worldly achievements, but rather in a deeper connection with God and a focus on spiritual values. As with the preacher of Ecclesiastes, the challenge to us who live in this age of greed and materialism is to not seek real value in earthly things and comfortable lifestyles, but to concentrate on those things which are above. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1 says, "Therefore, if you have been raised with Christ Jesus, keep seeking the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God." We will find our fulfillment in God and God alone. We need to cogitate about it all the time in our life. Have a very blessed day, and God be with you.